What's up, Cougs? Happy Halloween. Welcome back to the 8th episode of Season 5 of Coug on the Clock. I'm your host, Alex Dorfler.
I'm Sicily.
Dylan Gravelle.
I'm Dylan Kiviat.
Yeah, so today, going to be a fun episode. We got women's sports, Cougar football, NFL, NBA, MLB, little Halloween topic, and then finish off with some birthdays. Let's get it. Okay, so starting with women's sports, women volleyball, it was a tough weekend. Friday, we lost to number 9 Oregon, 1-3, and then Sunday, we lost to Oregon State, unranked Oregon State, 2-3. Yeah, that was tough.
I don't know what happened, honestly. I think we were I expected the momentum from UCLA to kind of carry us into these two matchups against Oregon State and Oregon. So I personally was disappointed by the performance. I just feel like we're much better than what we showed the last 2 games.
I think we're still number 9 in the country, even after losing to Oregon State. With a big matchup with Stanford coming up, if we can win that one, I think it puts us right back in the conversation of like the top teams in the country.
I agree.
So I mean, that's going to really like tell the season right there with the next game against Stanford.
Against Stanford's like a really good team. They're going to the Bay for that, going to Palo Alto, and then to Berkeley to play Cal. The Stanford game I'm excited for. I think we can win it.
Yeah, I mean, we played them hard the first time we played them.
That was really exciting.
All 4 sets were really close, so I mean, it's definitely a winnable game for us. But
yeah.
Are we going to talk about that loss to ASU this week? Like
football?
Four in a row?
Well, one thing I want to say before we go to football, women's basketball.
Yes.
That starts.
Oh my God.
Last year, our team was it's kind of fogging up these glasses. I got to put them on my head. Last year we won the Pac-12 tournament for women's basketball.
We were really good.
Yeah, we were really good. Charlize Ledger-Walker, she's back. She's still playing for us, so she's like the heart and soul of our team. And Cami Etheridge, of course.
She is. Who did we lose to last year? I feel like we didn't.
In the March Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were a first round exit. I'm trying to remember. I kind of want to say Nebraska, but
it was a team that on paper wasn't better than us, but played better than us for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's going to be exciting to see what they can do this season, just because they made some big strides last season. I'm looking forward to seeing Charlize Walker make another leap, another jump, like as a leader, and then also.
And then she'll probably get drafted.
Oh,
to the
for
WNBA,
sure. Yeah, sure. Hopefully, she's got a lot of skill sets that any team could use for sure.
Yeah. So, premature.
Now
let's go into football. Sadly to say, we lost against Arizona State, which is crazy.
That's inexcusable because Arizona State's 2-6. Like, they suck. And it's like how do we beat Oregon State, but then we just forget how to play football again? Yeah, I guess we just suck.
I don't think we suck. We're just playing uninspired. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't look like they're really like wanting to even really compete. Like, and I mean, I get that when you lose 3 games in a row against teams you should be beating, it's hard to want to go out there and play. I mean, they're barely going to even be bowl eligible. Yeah. We still need 2 more wins to be bowl eligible.
Our schedule isn't getting much easier.
No.
We have Stanford next week.
Stanford's so winnable. They should. Stanford at home. I mean, parents' weekend.
But
they shouldn't lose that game.
Stanford's been playing hard against other teams.
That's true.
The last few weeks, I know against UW that was a really close game.
Yeah, that was a good game. Yeah,
that was a good game.
I mean, with Arizona State, there was a couple like bright sides. I mean, we had 88 yards rushing as a team, which is
better than we've had.
Way more than we usually do. I mean, Cam Ward found 9 players for a reception, which, spreading it around, getting people involved, that's good. But, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you can't lose to Arizona State. Like,
defense was just completely non-existent all game.
I mean, I feel like our O-line was also pretty bad against Arizona State. I mean, Cam Ward threw the ball 50 times, but also, like, we weren't able to really score through the air like we usually do.
No, yeah.
So I think that's been a pattern in these last couple of losses. It's like the tougher the teams we face, like the tougher their defensive line, and we're really gonna have to figure out a way to get Cam Ward going again because our schedule's not getting any easier, and like they say, when it rains, it pours. So.
Yeah, so bowl game, that's going to be that's our goal now. Get those 6 wins. We have 4 more games to do it. I think we can. Looking at the schedule, who's coming up.
We have Cal, Stanford, Colorado.
I think
UW.
we should beat Cal. We definitely should.
Those are all winnable games. None of those teams are very good.
I think we're going to get smoked by UW.
It's not
close.
Yeah, I'm not going to that game, that's for sure.
But I mean, we should be able to finish 7-5 realistically.
Yeah.
You know, we just have to bring it. We got to turn something around.
I feel like we're 7-5 every. I feel like we're that's the same record we are every year though.
But it's weird because if we end up having the same record we had last season we ended up playing better quality football than this season. So it's like there's a disconnect that happened this season.
I don't know, because last season what's the best team we beat? Was it Wisconsin?
We had some good wins last season.
But I mean, even last year, we lost to Oregon by 1 score. We weren't getting blown out.
Exactly. So it's I feel
not like we did that Arizona game.
Yeah, and we weren't losing games that we didn't lose to Arizona and Arizona State. Games that we should be winning, we weren't dropping those.
Well, we lost to Arizona.
Did we last year?
Yeah.
Last year?
We beat
No,
them
that's
last
what I'm
year.
saying.
That's the thing about last year.
You said this year.
We beat the teams that we should have beat last year. This year we're losing to those teams.
I mean, I think our defense was one of the more talented units that year also, though. So
True.
I think
That
we
is
lost
true.
a lot of
U of A is actually better than they were last year, though, in football.
Oh, yeah.
They're solid.
Fafita's good.
Not even
I
bad.
told you guys, Fafita's good.
He looks like a midget, but he's good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So next week, Parents Weekend, right? Stanford. Go to the game. Cougs need the support. I remember the Arizona game. We were down. It was the first quarter. We were down 2 scores, and everyone had left, and there was no school spirit whatsoever. Yeah. I just don't think we could have that. I don't think we should have that again. But it's probably gonna be like that because it's cold. We're not good anymore, and But go.
Yeah.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. Okay, NFL. Like I said, we're going to start with the Niners because we are a Bay Area show.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
Going with that.
That was a tough game. I mean, the last 2 games have been tough. Bengals, that's how I thought they were going to be playing the whole year. But trade deadline, I mean, we got Chase Young.
Yeah.
That's a huge pickup. We traded
Bosa reunited.
Yep.
Ohio State.
Ohio State, exactly.
They got what did they give up for him?
A third round pick, and then we took his contract. What was left? It's $1 million. We have to pay him $1 million.
He's still on his rookie deal.
All the bonuses are Washington's paying for them or something like that. I think that's definitely gonna be a big.
I think that's healthy.
I think the Niners needed that because our problem the last few weeks is we have a great D line, just we haven't been bringing as much pressure, and that just leaves the rest of the defense open for the quarterback to pick apart. Everyone's saying Wilkes, our defensive coordinator, is bad and whatever. I mean, I think just not executing, and also, I mean, Trent Williams, when he's back on the offensive side, that's a huge help. Trent Williams is I remember last year, 2 years ago, he's the best player
left tackle, in the NFL for sure, yeah.
Yeah, just no player is better at their position than Trent Williams is at his position.
Yeah. Right. Once you get him back too, you're gonna playing quarterback when you have that left tackle. Brock Purdy's gonna be more comfortable. Yeah. Debo's gonna be back, and
these
we're
losses,
talking with the D
these
line
losses
too.
should not be on Purdy. Purdy had he had a couple bad
Purdy's not
picks.
playing good. Purdy's not winning them the game. That's for sure.
He's not losing
the
game.
Yeah,
he's not
true.
playing bad though either. He's playing mistake football now. But everyone makes mistakes. He was playing at such a high level in his first 11, 12 games or whatever that when he came back down to earth, everybody was like, dude, he sucks.
I mean, but to be fair, this is his first full season as the guy, so let's cut him some slack. I mean, his statistics to start look incredible for what you guys had to deal with Jimmy G. So let's just be gracious that he's even like playing like
I'm not complaining. Yeah,
I mean,
I
I feel like
like the Niners, like a roster of the Niners, like they have a Super Bowl roster.
We have a Super
Like,
Bowl roster. Yeah.
There's no excuse.
We're
with
just
Purdy
like
now.
going through some stuff right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
It's still early. It's still-
understandable.
Yeah.
It's
love
understandable
to see
for sure.
it. Love to see
But
it.
other words around the league, the Broncos, huge win, embarrassed the Chiefs. It wasn't even close.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
They dominated the whole game. The big thing with the
Yeah.
Broncos in the last 2 weeks is they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage. They've been running the ball all over the place. They've looked way better in the last 2
Javonte
games.
Williams looks a lot better because
Yeah.
he was on a snap count I think before. So
Yeah, coming
he's
off
actually-
a torn ACL.
Right. Yeah.
But honestly, unfortunately, they didn't trade anyone at the deadline,
Yeah.
Or
which
maybe fortunately,
They-
it's like
I think that's a mistake. Like
They should because
they
they're not going.
Yeah, I
they
mean,
need
yeah,
to
they're not
scrap
going
it.
anywhere.
They need to scrap it, rebuild.
Yeah. The Russell Wilson.
Who would be like only if Niners? I would want
Well,
Sertan.
I
Who
think
doesn't want Sertan?
yeah,
you
but-
wouldn't want to give him up, but like that's like the main person that like he's the main player that teams.
Yeah, I
Cortland
think
Sutton's solid too.
Cortland
He would've
I
been-
think
he would've been a solid
everybody
wide receiver,
really.
too,
I think
for
everybody except PS2 was really on the table. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Justin Simmons. Even Justin Simmons is
Justin
still one of
Simmons
the top
is pretty good.
safeties in the league. But I mean, like I said, I think they should have traded, get some capital because they
Yeah.
have no draft capital. They're not going to win anything this season. So
That
Yeah.
is-
They
no,
should-
no draft capital. Yeah,
Right.
definitely they should have traded.
I think one of the big surging storylines so far to start the season, everyone is well aware, Devontae Adams is
Yeah.
not-
yeah.
I'm
He is
surprised
not-
he didn't get
Dude,
traded.
they're
I don't know if
keeping
you
him
guys saw the
captive.
video in the game where he like
I
took his
saw
helmet
that, yeah.
off and he was like,
I'd
I'm
be
so
that
over it.
same way too though if I only
Yeah.
got one reception for 11 yards.
Well, and I
And
mean,
you're
like,
you're
he's-
arguably the best wide receiver.
Right.
in
well,
the
and
league.
he's
Yeah.
cooking too. Like if
Yeah.
you guys watch the game, he had wide open 98-yard touchdown. Jimmy G threw it out of bounds. He had like another like one that would have been like a 60-yarder that
Yeah.
Jimmy G's missing him. So like it's
I
not like
mean-
he's even playing bad. It's just
No.
the situation around him is
Which-
the Raiders
Yeah.
are.
It sucks
They're
though
stink.
because like he came there with the promise
they're
that they were
awful.
going to be competing for something bigger than just barely making it above
well, and he went there to
500.
play with Derek Carr, and then they got rid of him.
Yeah.
So like
And it's- yeah.
it's I don't
And-
know,
Well,
Well,
it's-
Jimmy Garoppolo's never been able to throw the ball more than
I-
like 20 yards.
Hey.
So
Accurately.
that's
Say
not really
that-
surprising.
tell it to the delusional 49er fans that said, be grateful you're getting Jimmy. I'm like, trust me, we are not grateful. And Jimmy's proving that now. I'm sorry I have to say it. So
Yeah, you are a Raiders fan. I keep on.
But yeah,
I'm
I
a
mean,
diehard Raiders
Other
fan.
news at the
Even after the
deadline.
move.
Other news at the deadline. Rasul Douglas to the Bills. That
Oh,
gives
that-
them
that was
some
a good
corner
one.
help.
They got didn't they get Romeo Dobbs too? Oh wait, no. That
But
was-
Donovan Peoples-Jones
Yeah.
went to the Lions, gave
I
them
think
some
Dobbs
receiver
did
help.
move.
I-
Dobbs didn't get traded.
I could have
That's what I'm
sworn
saying.
that
It
Dobbs
was,
got
it was one of the
traded.
most boring trade deadlines in recent history. Like the last couple years, there's been a lot
Oh,
of big names moving.
Joshua Dobbs.
Oh yeah, Josh.
Joshua
Dobbs
Dobbs.
to the Vikings.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, I was like,
Oh yeah, he got traded to the Vikings. That's right.
Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins torn
Kirk,
ACL.
yeah.
That sucks for him. But
A lot of
Yeah, that
big-time
does suck.
injuries.
Joshua Dobbs been really good this year though.
He has
that was a
been,
good
he's
move.
been solid.
well, it's interesting too because the Cardinals said he's not playing next week. Before they traded him, they said either we're going to start like the rookie or whoever, or Kyler's going to come back.
Yeah, when is Kyler Murray gonna come back? Is he gonna come back
Maybe
this
this week, if not, probably next week.
That would be interesting.
They need him. They need
Yeah,
him. But I mean, also they're not.
How about Will Levis though? 4 touchdowns.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
I literally was excited to see him play because all of preseason they were like, he's a bust.
Yeah.
Malik Willis is better. I'm like, he played 2 preseason games. Granted, they were terrible, but he was also a rookie and he struggled with injuries. So it's like, are we really evaluating him fairly against Malik Willis? And I also think that they just need to move on from Malik. He's like not developing at this
And
point.
Tannehill.
Super athletic,
Yeah,
but
Tannehill's
super
garbage.
green, doesn't know how to read the field. And I think you move forward with Levis and Tannehill, and who knows, maybe Levis is competing for the starting position.
I think he might have.
I think,
got it.
yeah.
Yeah,
After,
well, I mean, like
it's
they
one
were
game.
they were
DeAndre Hopkins is
supposed to
happy.
play both Levis and Willis in the game,
Really?
Yeah.
and then Levis was
Levis
cooking
just-
in the
yeah,
first
so
half.
they-
They
Yeah.
just didn't play Willis. But I mean, also he has a young rookie quarterback's best friend, where he can just throw it up to DeAndre
D-Hop,
Hopkins,
yeah.
and he's
Yes.
probably going to catch it.
I mean, it looked to me, I'm not trying to, start
Hopkins
anything,
three That's
what the-
but it looked like Levis had authority and
Yeah.
control
He
over
was throwing
the
good balls
team.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a very,
He wasn't afraid to
very
throw
good
deep.
sign
He had,
for
like,
a
some
young
Well, and that's what
quarterback.
his
Oh, yeah.
arm strength is his biggest talent,
is-
and
yeah.
you know, throwing it downfield to D-Hop is, and the Titans have been deep ball team pretty much all year. It's just they have
They just
Tannehill who
didn't.
can't throw it.
They just also didn't realize that like Hopkins is still good.
Yeah,
Like, they really didn't use. They used him for that one game, but like D-Hop is still like a really good wide receiver, like athletic freak.
Well, you'd never know that when you have Tannehill trying to throw it deep. So I mean, I put him in the same category as Jimmy. So it's like, I don't know.
But who you guys got in Germany this week? Chiefs or Dolphins? It's gonna be a good game.
That's gonna be a good game.
I think Chiefs.
Chiefs.
The Dolphins have proved time and time again they can't be good teams, so I'm gonna go the Chiefs. Dolphins can't. They can't be good teams though.
I mean, we talked about it last week.
True.
I think this is like gonna be a proving game for the Dolphins. If they can't win this one, then it kind of just shows that they can't be good teams.
They've had history of playing the Chiefs pretty competitively. I'm only picking the Chiefs just because I feel like Patrick Mahomes is going to want to come out with a statement after that poor performance against the Broncos. And knowing how competitive that whole squad is, even Travis Kelce, I'm sure they're going to want to shut up any talking about them falling off. So
yeah, you definitely know Tyreek Hill is going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder, though.
I forgot about that. Yeah, a little rematch reunion.
Proving all those Chief haters wrong.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs.
I still got Chiefs.
Yeah, I do too, honestly. It'll be close.
No Dolphins lover.
No,
Is this the first game in Germany?
Yeah, they started in London. Or no, I think they played there last year, but they played like 2 games in London, then there's like 2 straight weeks in Germany.
Yeah.
And then I think they're playing in Mexico City again this year too.
Wow.
So they're trying to go international.
And also, I remember them talking about like doing the Super Bowl in London.
Dude, they're
which I think
talking
is
about
a
that.
terrible.
That
I think
makes
that's
no
a
sense.
terrible idea.
I don't get opposed to that, honest. That would be pretty sick, honestly.
No.
London
We would have to
can't
wake
see the
up-
Super Bowl?
We would have to.
The game would be at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it would be like a 1 o'clock Super Bowl.
This is true.
And I mean, Super Bowl is like it's America's.
Yeah, that's like
It's
America's
yeah,
Day.
okay, yeah.
That's
it's like-
almost
that
the
is
4th of
true.
July. Like,
That's the only reason why I can't do it.
Yeah.
do you
I'm
wanna
more
go in?
excited for the Super Bowl than the 4th of July. Like most
Honestly,
years,
honestly.
yeah. It's like
I
a
want to see the Eagles back in the Super Bowl.
No.
Manifesting.
No.
I need it.
Dude,
And
honestly,
who
I'd like
knows?
to see them win it this year and let
Thank
Jason
you.
Kelce
Yes.
retire. Let him go off into the sunset.
Yeah, he needs to retire with the ring, but it also would be
he
sweeter.
has one.
like-
He has one, but like
with
Oh yeah,
they
right
just
with
need to
Nick
win.
Foles?
They just need to win another one. Let him go. He's been talking about retiring for the last like 5 years.
I
It
thought
needs
last
to be
year
a
he was gonna
Chiefs
retire.
versus Eagles rematch because that last Super
No,
Bowl.
I don't think anyone
I
wants to see
support it.
that.
I
You
support
guys,
it.
I mean, that last Super Bowl was cinema to me. It was crazy.
okay.
Yeah.
Want to go in NBA?
Yeah, NBA.
Alright.
NBA, like biggest headline for today: James Harden.
Clippers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
traded
Yeah.
to the Clippers. I think it was for 3 first-round picks.
It was
It wasn't
like
even
Nicholas
that. It
Batum,
they got like
some other.
it was like
guy.
3
But
players.
You know, like Robert Covington, a bunch of like
like
bench players.
PJ
found
Tucker,
Yeah.
and like 3 picks, and then they got
For Harden, that's ridiculous.
Harden,
I mean, he is
Philip
old.
Petrusev, and maybe they got PJ Tucker. It was like 2
Yeah.
other players with Harden. but
I feel like it was a
PJ
no-brainer.
Tucker was on. I'm pretty sure he was on the Sixers. So.
then
He
yeah,
was,
he's on
yeah.
the Clippers now. Yeah.
I'm just surprised they pulled the trigger though, because Harden's older now. He's nowhere near the Rockets version of Harden. I think he's out of his prime, and
Definitely.
he's still a decent shooter, but he doesn't have that same bounce in his step, and he's like. I just don't know if he's capable of being like that guy, which is
Yeah,
also probably
right.
why they traded for him, because they still have Kawhi
Also, I
and
feel like
Paul
he's just
George.
not like.
He's a
best-
me. He's
not
a me
the
first
best-
guy. He's
That's exactly.
He's
He's not a
me
good
first.
team player.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean-
I was saying, I remember last year, I was like, yeah, Sixers, like, they looked really good in,
Yeah.
in the regular season, then postseason. They looked pretty good, but, like, that was, like, mostly Embiid.
Well,
and,
that
like,
was
Yeah.
I
that's
think just, like, I can't pick Harden to be on a winning team.
well, that's like last year with the Sixers is like his best situation. He
Exactly.
led the league in assists. He can just run
Literally.
pick and roll with JoJo, but then you can give JoJo the ball, let him cook, let Harden have his couple of ISOs on the wing. But like with the Clippers, there's only one ball. Kawhi's a old school back to the basket player. Out of the like Russ, James Harden, PG, Kawhi. PG is really the only one that can play off ball efficiently.
that should be
the rest
interesting
of,
on how they make that work. Cause
the rest of them need the ball to be
I
effective.
think you're gonna have to start with putting Russell Westbrook to run the second unit. I think that's the
Yeah,
only way they're gonna be able to do it.
That's what I
because
was
don't think
thinking.
that's a bad
Westbrook coming
idea.
off the
Because
bench.
James is a proven point. He can he's technically a 2, but he plays the point guard position. He can play make,
Yeah.
so they'd have to just experiment with how he works with Kawhi. But like, I think it could work if Russ comes off.
And I
the
think
bench.
also too, like James Harden's gonna have to fit into that culture of playing defense. Because like if you think about the
Yeah.
playoffs last year, Russ was going crazy
was.
on
Yeah.
defense. That's what made him. That's what like got him back into the league was playing
Yeah.
defense last year. And you know Kawhi and PG always play on the defensive end. So like,
Right, yeah.
And James Harden's never really been known for playing defense.
yeah, no.
So he's gonna have to buy in if he wants to.
I think that's
really
what
be their
stopped
point
him
guard.
from being a top player conversation
NBA
overall.
champion just over the last years. It's just like his lack of effort almost.
Yeah.
It's
I know
like,
he obviously tries, but like
does he though?
it doesn't look like it.
There's a play where somebody's literally he just goes like this and reaches like he doesn't try, and I think that's
but it's actually insane because if you go through like the list of players that Harden has played with, like he's played with like Kyrie, KD, like Westbrook and OKC, Embiid. Like, how does this guy not won a championship? Like, there's a common denominator here.
His best shot was in Houston.
Well, I mean, the Nets too. Like, he has kind of had bad breaks. The Nets, him and Kyrie never really played. Yeah, when he was with the Rockets, they were up 3-1 on the Warriors, and then CP3 got hurt, and then he was playing without him for the rest of the series. So, but I mean, he's had bad breaks throughout his career, but still, I mean.
I think his window was on the Rockets, and he just, for whatever reason, wasn't able to get over the hump. Like, was he averaging 30 when he was on the Rockets facing the Warriors? Yes. But was he a consistent closer when they were facing the Warriors? No. Every game 6, every game 7, he went to sleep. Yeah. So I'm looking at Harden. He's a traveling man. He doesn't have a home, and he wants the ring, but he doesn't want to play defense, and he's lazy, and he doesn't have that motor that Russ has. So that's the only reason why I would probably consider finding a way to keep Russ in the starting lineup because Harden has zero motor, zero competitive motor. It's either I'm scoring 30 and I'm cool with us losing, or I'm pouting. So
but on the note you say, keeping Russ figuring out who's in the starting lineup with the Warriors. This is actually kind of a cool fact. Sunday, Chris Paul came off the bench for the first time in his career.
Right, yeah.
1,216 consecutive starts. That's like. I mean, that's sad for him, but like he's on the Warriors.
It works better.
It works better. It definitely does. That game against the Rockets, that Sunday, that game he didn't start, that was like a tough game until the fourth quarter, and Curry just like absolutely popped off, did what Curry does.
Yeah.
Made like 6 threes, 4 straight in the fourth quarter.
That clip of him cooking Dylan Brooks, that was disgusting.
The little Home Alone celebration.
I was honestly like really confused on like when they traded for Chris Paul because like Klay Thompson's a shooting guard and like Curry and Paul are point guards. It's like if Chris Paul can make it work off the bench, then we shall see how good that can be.
Even the first couple games when he was starting, he was the first one out, and then he was going back in with the second unit. So I mean, like,
and our second unit plays pretty hard.
They're solid too with Kuminga,
Moses Moody, Kuminga, GP.
Yeah.
GP2.
I mean, like, I think Chris Paul, like, he's so hungry for a ring that, like, he's willing to run the second unit.
He is every year, though. He's hungry every year, and he can't win every
How do you guys feel about Victor Wembanyama so far? Do you guys think he's living up to the hype?
Okay, so here's the thing about Victor. He started off the season with, like, a wow, and then, like, he sort of, like, has died down a little bit. His last couple games, you sort of see what people are talking about, how he's very fragile.
Right.
He needs to put on some more mass, some more muscle. The skill is definitely there. But I would like to see him in the offseason develop some more muscle, just get stronger.
Right, yeah.
Because him and Chet, I've been impressed with both of them so far.
Yeah, Chet's been great. He's averaging like 3 blocks. He's shooting like 60%.
Yeah. I think so far I've been more impressed with Chet than Victor.
Wemby.
Just because they're both
you've been
slim,
saying,
but
I remember
Chet's
you said
defense.
you like Chet
and I
more.
told you, like, I feel like for popularity, they still might give it to Victor for Rookie of the Year.
Well, I think if it's close, it's going to Wemby.
But the popularity push, like everyone
that's
knows,
what I'm saying. Like if it's anywhere in like who should we give it to, it's going to go to Wemby just because of the hype.
Yeah, because I mean, the year they gave it to Ben Simmons, and we all know it should have been Donovan Mitchell. That was I feel like it was more so the popularity votes pushing Ben over Mitchell when Mitchell was like averaging like 20 something and got his team into the playoffs.
I think too, like this is like what Wemby's doing. I think is more realistic. The expectations for him to come in and drop 30, 15, and 5 blocks every game, like that just wasn't a realistic expectation.
Yeah, I think.
So,
he's like 7'5" with like a wingspan of God knows what.
That guy? I can't remember who it was.
Well, his handle is like really. That's the thing.
Like,
his handle is what's impressive to me because although Chet I think is further along offensively, he does not have the handle that Wemby has, and Wemby's 7 foot.
Well, I think too, like kind of back to like the Ben Simmons, like Chet is a rookie, but he was practicing against NBA dudes, learning from NBA coaches all year last year. So like he's gonna like you almost expect him to be like more experienced.
Yeah, people forgot about Chet because he was out all last year, but he's still great too. He could be honestly I think he could be better than Victor Wembanyama.
So
definitely a better shooter.
Who do you guys have
for Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
I still got Wemby just because he's a free.
I'm going Chet. I'm going Chet. Honestly,
I think that we're just seeing a sneak peek of Wemby.
Yeah, it's only been like 4 games.
Yeah,
we are for sure. But I think
he's gonna get more comfortable, and then you're gonna see him doing like putbacks from his 3-point shots like he was doing in France. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if he can shoot that 3 ball as consistently as he's shot in the preseason, I think the whole league should be in trouble. He's going to be like a 7'3" Kevin Durant, not the agility and versatility with Kevin, but the similar shooting.
Right. Yeah.
Bigger defensive impact. Who do you guys have winning the? Who do you guys have making it to the finals? I should say this year for the NBA.
Well, I think it's pretty early. I know I love giving predictions, no matter how early it is. It doesn't matter to me. Still got Warriors, and then
homeboy pick.
Homeboy, but like, dude, it's the Warriors. Come on.
Might be boring, but I'm going. The Nuggets still look like they're the best.
Nuggets
I mean, I like don't hate
They're
you for
so
saying
good.
that, but I just like don't want to say.
Yeah.
Hey, Suns. Y'all heard
Eastern
it last week. Suns.
Nah.
Hey, but honestly,
on
as the
paper,
Suns,
yeah.
bro, Brad Beal still yet to play.
This is
D-Book
true.
played the opening game. Like,
Dropped 36.
And he did. And the
he
Warriors
did.
could do nothing.
He
else.
I hear
played
that
like
every
D-Book.
year.
He played like D-Book.
The Suns
But
get
they
bounced
just
in the
need to
second
stay
round
healthy.
every year, though. Like, just
But like
they don't prove
honestly,
anyone wrong.
like honestly, the West is so stacked.
It is.
That
Yeah.
like
With the Lakers,
way-
they like if you're like the
It's way more
4 seed,
stacked
you're
than the-
playing like
Can't forget the Kings
the
either.
Nuggets in the second round. Like it's
Which
just
they're going to give the Warriors
and
another hard time.
the Grizzlies don't even have Ja, and they're still playing pretty good. But I don't really view them as like a legitimate contender, though.
Without Ja, they're not doing anything.
Mavericks
even
are
with
3-0
Ja,
too.
even with
think
Ja,
so?
what are they doing? Like
I think the Thunder will make the playoffs this year. I feel like the Thunder are really
I
good.
agree. I think they will. Eastern Conference, I have no clue. I really
Celtics
can't.
I mean, it's-
probably.
Like Celtics, Bucks.
Celtic, Bucks, Heat. Like
There's really
Yeah.
no one that
really-
good in the East. I feel like besides the
I mean-
Bucks and the South. Like there's 2 great teams, and the rest is like kind of
The
like
Bucks
questionable.
duo
And
is
then there's a
looking
lot of, like-
nice. What Dame had like 39 in the opening
Yeah.
night. Giannis
He
had like
did.
25 and 12 or something. Like
But
Right.
I'll tell you what team's not going to make it. The Hornets. The Hornets are not
yeah,
going
I
to
mean,
make it.
Oh,
The
yeah.
worst
anybody
team.
That's a given right there.
is anybody expecting the
laughing.
Hornets
you
to
know
be
who's
good?
going to sneak
Right.
in is Minnesota. They're going to sneak in at Anthony Edwards, is going to do his little 27 points per game thing because we're going to call him.
I mean, I don't hate
and
that.
then they're going to lose. And it's
The,
I think-
the Pelicans with Zion healthy, that's a big if though. Probably
Yeah, but
not.
I mean, like Zion they were the number 1 seed last year until Zion
yeah,
got hurt. So, like,
Zion's the X
Yeah.
factor. They could be like a legitimate
They give up
contender in the West.
I mean, their defense is pretty subpar. They give up like a lot of 3-pointers.
Yeah.
That's something
Yeah.
that the Pelicans have like.
Also,
been doing
Zion's
the last-
not the same player he was when he first entered the league. Like, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. His bounce isn't the same as it was. He's a little bit slower. His first step is gone, and he's still like a beast in the paint.
he's still so explosive though. Like, how are you gonna go? How are you
Yeah.
gonna block him when he's just coming 100 miles per hour to
But
the
he
paint?
can't
you know?
shoot from the perimeter. So if you do what the Warriors did when they faced them the other night, and you just clog the paint, the Pelicans become pretty predictable.
well, I
and-
think that's the X factor with the Bucks this year.
Yeah.
Is because like when adding Dame, everybody used to just clog the paint for Giannis, but adding Dame, you can't do that because if you do, then he's just gonna have 9 threes and like you're gonna lose that.
Yeah, but people don't realize how much worse the Bucks got defensively though, because Drew Holiday,
did.
like Damian Lillard's not a good defender. Drew Holiday's a great defender, so like they're definitely gonna struggle. I feel like with defensive matchups more, but I mean offensively they're way better though with Dame. Like they have another 30-point
definitely.
scorer, so
I mean, I would like to see them get Dame off the ball more, though. Like, get him off the ball because we know Dame is an on-ball player, and that's the major difference between him and Steph. But if you have a player like Giannis, the only way you're going to be able to maximize his ability is if you have somebody who can play off-ball. Because if you can shoot from distance, having some motion offense where it gives the defense a little bit more to worry about, I think it would open up the floor bigger for Giannis. So I would like to see the coach get Lillard off ball.
Well,
I
and
don't
if
know why they haven't
Chris
tried it.
Middleton can stay healthy this year,
Yeah.
we know
Yeah.
he's a great shooter.
Right.
Honestly, the team
Jay
that's
Crowder's a good shooter also.
yeah, the
Jay- oh,
team
yeah,
that's
they have
low
Jay
key
Crowder,
kind of been
that's right.
garbage to start the season is the Cavs. Which
Yeah,
the
Cavs,
But-
yeah.
Yeah, that's
like they're
Are we
sitting
surprised?
they're sitting
The
at
Knicks
1
right
and
now.
2. I think
Losing to the
everybody
Knicks
was
right
expecting
now.
them to be like 4th, 5th best team in the East.
I mean, Mitchell's
so, like,
not a leader though.
Yeah.
This is why people put Booker ahead of him. He's going to give you
No, they
30,
put him
but he's
ahead of him
not
'cause
going
he's
to
better.
lead a team. Who's better?
Donovan Mitchell's he's like averaging 34 right now,
Yeah,
like,
he's
which is
going to
pretty
give
insane.
you points,
but
but he's not going to lead. He's not going to defend, which is why Jamal Murray and Booker in my pocket are better than him. Because
I don't know
you
about
need a
Jamal
leader.
Murray, but I think Devin Booker.
Jamal Murray is
He
Jamal Murray's
outplayed
not
him
better
in-
than
Jamal
He
Murray's
outplayed him
been
in the
playing-
bubble.
He's been
bro.
playing really
Jamal
well.
Murray when healthy is
Is really good,
honestly
yeah.
a top 5 point guard.
Thank you.
Like,
I
Top
mean,
five, I
he's
don't know.
willing. He's a willing
dude,
defender.
think about it. Like he averaged 27 and like 8 in the playoffs last year. He did that in the bubble the last time he
and
was
he
healthy.
shoots it at a higher.
I mean, I'm not
clip.
gonna lie. Yeah, he's a really good.
And I mean, let's be honest, playing
But
with
I just
Jokic
don't
makes
think,
everything
his
easier.
skill
But
himself, like his skill wise, I don't think he's a top 5.
Yeah.
Really?
Dude, I think you got to put him up there.
I think
Yeah,
you
with
do.
ball handling and playmaking, he's a really good playmaker too. And ball handling, like, but the Nuggets don't need Jamal Murray to score 30 points.
So you're
That's
not
the
going
thing.
to see that
yeah,
side
that
of
isn't
him.
that. Yeah.
Like if he wanted to score 30, he probably could, but
I think he could.
because they have MPJ and Gordon too. But
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, way over time.
Right.
Like
No,
every
we're
topic. I don't think we've beaten the clock once this year.
MLB.
MLB. You wanna?
Yeah.
You said he wanted to start with
Rangers up 2-1, World Series. Game 4 is going on right now, right?
Right now, Rangers are up 5-0. It's
Already?
the bottom of the second.
Wow.
Maybe
Who's it? Heaney
foul
pitching
ball.
for the Rangers?
Heaney's pitching for the Rangers. Joe Mantiply started for the Diamondbacks. It was a bullpen game, which worked for them in, I think it was game 4 of the NLCS against the Phillies. They tied it up. Like bullpen games aren't really like a crazy thing anymore. Pitchers, like it's harder. You'd rather have a pitcher come out. It's easier to get a fresh pitcher to get the next out rather than a tired pitcher.
Right, yeah.
I remember I read that somewhere a long
Nice,
time ago.
nice.
But yeah, it's just like it didn't work out. Corey Seager, I think he hit another home run. Looking at the box score, I couldn't watch.
But Dolis
it 'cause
Garcia's
we're
out,
up
right?
here.
Garcia's
Dolis
not in the
Garcia's
lineup,
out. Travis Janikowski's replacing him, who's a really good defender. Rangers all around are like a really good defensive team. He's super fast. He scored a run, but that like does hurt Adolis Garcia. Obviously, that hurts definitely the Rangers more than losing Max Scherzer,
Right,
who went
yeah.
out with like lower back pain in the 4th inning.
Yeah.
which
Not surprising at all. Though.
but he might make it back. Like,
yeah, maybe for his next start, we'll see.
maybe.
The thing
But
about the Rangers,
I think Adolis will make it back for like if it goes game 6 or 7. I think he'll definitely be able to make it back.
the Rangers bullpen's so good though with like Leclerc and Chapman. It's like
Yeah,
they're lights out.
Leclerc's
That's what puts them over. I think that's what makes them. That separates them from the Diamondbacks, honestly. Their
Also,
bullpen's
I
way
mean,
stronger.
the Diamondbacks just play more small ball. Yesterday, that game, Christian Walker, if you saw, you see like
I didn't watch the game
he ran
yesterday.
through the third base coach's like stop sign, and which like honestly could be also on the third base coach because like he was like a little far out of the third base box and like didn't really try to stop Christian Walker from trying to advance home, but Christian Walker got gunned, and that just like changed the momentum of the whole game. Couple terrible umpire calls. I've been saying it. Someone who umpires Little League back home did some All-Star games.
That's pretty much the same.
Yeah. So robot umpires, I think that's a good thing. So yeah, game 4, Rangers are up 5-0. I think the Rangers are going to take it. I mean, I
Yeah,
like
I
the
think so.
Diamondbacks,
Especially if
but
they
just
go
like
up 3-1.
3-1, yeah.
It's actually
Rangers
unreal,
just play a
though.
little more small ball. I mean, Diamondbacks play more small ball. Rangers just like their runs basically only come from home runs.
Yeah.
Which is like has been proven to like be really effective in like the last few years. Like hit the ball up. That's how teams are successful. But yeah. So as long as they keep on hitting the long ball, then like they're good, which I think they will continue to do. But yeah, Rangers in 6. It's my pick.
Rangers in 6. I'm really hoping the Diamondbacks can win, but I just feel like they're just outmatched. Like, lineup's not as good. Pitching's
good.
pretty. I feel like pitching's pretty even, but their bullpen's not as good. Just outmatched. But I hope they prove us wrong though. It's not looking so good right now, but
Yeah. Before this game, before I see Rangers are up 5-0 with those home runs, I was saying like this is a really close series. But now, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. We said we would do like a little Halloween talk. We're gonna combine this with the
birthdays.
With the birthdays. Favorite Halloween candy. Sis loves Halloween. She says it's her favorite holiday.
Oh my God, I love it so much. I don't care to dress for it ever. I'm gonna go with the candy corn.
Candy corn,
Terrible.
yeah.
Candy
What?
corn.
Yeah, well,
No, that's crazy.
that
Yeah,
is
that's like the
crazy.
worst
That's
candy ever.
crazy.
No.
Candy
Whoa.
corn is like the best
Terrible.
part about Halloween.
Also, who are you
Terrible.
dressed up as?
I am dressed up as, you know what it is. Shout out
Your
to
producer.
JD.
Our producer.
Let's go Ravens.
Wearing AirPods while we're filming.
What does he say? H-Town. Yeah, shout out to JD.
Yeah, shout out JD.
What's your go-to candy?
My favorite is Twizzlers.
Okay, that's okay.
People say Red Vines over Twizzlers.
I mean, it's cliche.
Both mid, I feel like, but
Dude,
yeah.
Twizzlers are slept on. Twizzlers are slept on.
Someone wants to come and say something.
Here comes JD.
Yo.
Bro.
Put the AirPod back in. Yeah, he has them.
Hey, go O's. All I gotta say, they should have made it to the World Series.
Go O's should have made it to the World Series.
No.
Should have. JD, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Dude.
Candy
corn.
corn.
Did
What?
Candy corn.
We got two
and
candy
That's
corn
two.
lovers.
Bro, you really are JD. That's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's go.
Wait, JD, are you cis for Halloween?
Oh.
Yeah, Twizzlers is mine.
Dude, I think I gotta go
cliche.
Starburst.
Starburst.
Okay, that's
What
actually a good
flavor?
one.
Pink.
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 Any other choices? No.
Mine's definitely got to be M&M's. M&M's are
M&Ms.
classic. You
M&Ms, that is a
cannot
classic.
beat
That is a
M&M's.
classic.
Peanut M&Ms or just
No, I say chocolate honestly. I like peanut, but
Peanut M&Ms are like
Dude,
a
or
good
the-
like if you're hungry. Like,
Yeah.
peanut M&Ms.
Okay,
Or the
I
little,
would trade
or the
in.
little
I would
pumpkin
trade in
Reese's.
the candy corn for the Snicker bar.
For the
That is
Snicker
my
bar?
Okay,
favorite
yeah.
candy
That's
bar.
that's a good move right there.
I still love candy corn, but if I'm being
Like
honest,
what type of candy is candy corn? Like is
Bro,
it
it's
chocolate?
just like too
It's
sweet
like-
for me.
Bro,
I
it's
just cannot eat
condensed
that.
Is it chocolate?
It's
no,
condensed
it's
sugar,
condensed
sugar, food coloring, and some weird stretches.
That is
It's
sugar
like-
and wax.
But it's
Like,
good. It's good.
No, it's not.
I think
Yeah.
it's really good.
That's crazy.
And then also I think I wanted to talk about like favorite Halloween movies.
Right.
Oh.
There really aren't that many. Or there are a lot, but like my favorite's E.T. I don't know if you classify that as a Halloween movie, but
When
it
did
takes-
ET come out though? That's what
like,
I'm wondering.
I think 1989.
But like, what did it come out in October?
It came
Oh,
out
I
in
don't know.
old. It's old.
It's
That's-
old. Before
it's
I was
old.
born.
Yeah.
But there is a Halloween scene.
Were
That's
you
like
even alive?
That's a great
when
movie.
yeah,
E.T.
great movie.
Hold
Respectable.
Up. 1982.
82. I was not alive.
Really?
Why is that your favorite Halloween movie?
It's not even a
well,
Halloween movie.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be funny. To say.
Okay.
it is. It's because it's like my favorite movie that takes place during Halloween.
Any scary
Another one.
movies over here?
Well, I looked up the list of movies that take place during Halloween. Another good one that I saw was Diary of Wimpy Kid. Do you remember?
Diary
They
of
go.
Wimpy
If they try to hit like all the best Halloween houses, the best
I'm
candy.
not sure that that's
Then Greg's mom like makes him wear that like clown and like crossing guard fit.
All
Christian
right.
knows what's up.
All right.
Yeah, you guys have any favorite Halloween movies?
I don't have an opinion on this topic.
I was gonna say like, I was gonna go with classic Friday the 13th. You
Okay,
can't, like, come
yeah.
on, that's like one of the best. That's one of the best horror movies of all time, and it's like a Halloween
Yeah.
themed movie.
I
That's
think
gotta be mine for sure.
I would just pick any current scary movie that hits the movie theaters because I hate Halloween. I don't know if I made that clear. But yeah, any rated R movie is fine with me. They're gonna growl and glare at me, but Halloween is just not. That's not it. So I'm good with any scary movie, and I don't get scared. So
We got birthdays?
Birthdays.
Nick Saban's birthday is today.
Happy birthday, Nick
He's like
Saban.
Happy birthday, Nick
71
Saban.
or something?
72.
Bro's so old.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So old.
any athlete.
Yeah, one I got tomorrow for baseball, turning 62, which is crazy. It seems like he should be older than Nick Saban. Fernando Valenzuela, who is like a huge part of MLB history. Like he was a pitcher for the Dodgers, and there's a great 30 for 30 on him that you guys should all watch. So yeah.
Wow.
Any other
Anybody
birthdays?
else? I don't think so.
I think that wraps it up for today. Go check out our social medias at Wazzu Sports Network on Instagram and TikTok, Wazzu Sports Net on Twitter. And then for more videos like this, Cable 8 in the description. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, you know. I'm your host, Alex Dorfler.
I'm Sicily.
Dylan Gravelle.
I'm Dylan Kiviat.
And yeah,
Go Cougs.
go Cougs.
Yeah,